There's never anything good to watch these days. Oh, hey, look, the Game Awards.
What's up, everyone? I'm Cindy Goodman.
1 hour later.
I love the Game Awards and all, but I just wish there was something a little bit cozier. How about I just do it myself? Here goes nothing. Welcome to the not-so Game Awards. Now this is more like it, where we're going to be talking about an extensive list of cozy adventure and RPG style games tonight. Today, we're going to be talking about 6 categories, from our fan favorites to our biggest letdowns, to the coziest of the coziest, what will be our game of the year. Introducing our host, Nina Gabriella.
Welcome to the Game Awards 2024. Now, here's your host.
Hi, hello, thank you. No, hold the clock. Yeah, thank you. No. Hello, everybody. Hi, it's nice to see you. My name is Nina Gabriella, and welcome to the Game Awards. Well, the Game Awards. That's so Game Awards. Not in any way affiliated with Jeff Keighley, any of the other committee, the Academy, you name it. Welcome to my Game Awards show. I gotta say, guys, it's been a year of gaming, and I am so excited to talk about a lot of games that we've played this year. This game show runs entirely off of caffeine, vibes, and people who love pixelated cows. So, welcome! I'm so excited for you guys to be here today. So let's talk about this game show a little bit. So, as you guys know, the Game Awards has just recently came out, and they just awarded Game of the Year. But I figured that's not my year of gaming. I thought I would compile this long list that you might see behind me of all the games I've played this year and categorize them based off of, well, a couple things. We have 6 categories here that we're going to be talking about today and why I think these games deserve the title that they do. But of course, we're not going to let our winners go home without a prize. Every one of our winners on our show today will receive not only a spot in our Nina Hall of Fame, but also, could you please bring it out for us, Nina? Thank you. Each one of our winners will be receiving a Gabriella Award for grabbing my attention this year. So, let's get into the categories, let's get into the show, and if you like what you see here today, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, but let's get into the show. So grab a controller, a cup of coffee, and let's get into the Game Awards. This video is sponsored by me and my Etsy store, so if you like stickers, be sure to check it out. Quick disclaimer before we get into all of the fun and the events for today. First of all, this game show is completely for fun and all my opinion. This is for entertainment purposes solely, and I just think it'd be a great way to wrap up the end of the year. Secondly, a lot of the games that I like to play are a bit on the cozier side, so if there's a game I didn't mention here today, it's not because I didn't like it, it might just be because I didn't get a chance to play it this year. So if there's a game that you want to see on the list for next year, be sure to write it down in the comments below, so then next year I can add that game on my list of games for the next year's Game Awards. Now, to better clarify, every game that's talked here and categorized all pertains to games I've played this year. If you must know, I didn't even have a PC console until the start of this year, so a lot of the games that I played throughout the months of this year has changed a bit frequently. I started with just playing my old games, my 3DS, my 2DS, things like that, and then I transitioned to heavier gameplay. And that's all because, well, I was able to afford a PC this year. I somehow was able to rack in about 40 games are gonna be somewhere within this compiled list. And not only are these games that I have completed, started, felt differently about, but it's gonna be a little bit of everything. Now, let's get started with the show. Starting with our first category, Best Pick Up and Play Award. So, here are our nominations right here. So let me tell you a little bit about this category. What is something that everybody likes to do? It's pick up a game and be able to put it down and then pick it back up again. When I was compiling this category, I had thought about there's a lot of games that I like to just kind of start, put back down, and then start playing again. And I feel like for some games that are a bit on the heavier side, that take a lot of hours to complete, I wanted to make sure I made a category that is a game that if you are a person who likes to have a game that's just fun, something that's entertaining, something that you can put down when you want, then pick back up when you're ready, this is the category for that. And like I said, these are just games I've played this year, not necessarily being that they're all, new games that came out in 2024, just games I've played this year. So let's go through our nominations. Sometimes I think I have a hard time going through a long game, but other times I just want a game that I can play mindlessly. Something that's fun, still entertaining, that gives me a task, and that's why I wanted to create a category for Best Pick Up and Play Award. Now, enough rambling about the category. Let's see who our winner is of our first category. Thank you. All right, now for the winner. For Best Pick Up and Play Game, we have Little Kitty Big City. Woo! Round of applause, everybody. Thank you. Now, let's talk about this a little bit. Why did I choose this game as my best pick up and play game? This game released in May of 2024 for the Nintendo Switch this year. Later had come out for Steam. Now, I'm super excited to talk about this because honestly, I had been waiting for this game to come out for some time, and when it did come out, I was actually really excited to play it. But the thing about this game is that not only is this game very task-oriented, but it's one of those games that you can kind of get into at any point in time. Whether you're a person who likes hardcore gaming or you like something a bit on the cozier side, I loved this game. On top of the fact that this game really reminds me of Untitled Goose Game, if anybody's ever played that, has a very similar feel, but the best thing I really loved about this is it's really cute. You get to play as this cute little cat, you kind of go through this story of trying to find your way back home, and you end up having to do all these little tasks along the way. Now, I played a lot of cozy games and similar games to this year, but I just found this game to be so appealing. The amount of times that I just found myself sitting at home and I was like, I need just something fun and easy to play, I chose Little Kitty Big City. I've played it multiple times throughout the year and I found it to just be very exciting. Now, I'm not going to say every game is perfect. I did find myself getting stuck a couple times, and it can be a little bit challenging at times as well, but I think that's just really adds to the charm of this game. And honestly, it was also one of the games that made me pick up Stray, which hopefully we're gonna get into a little bit later in talking about it. And on top of that, it's really cute. You get to dress up your cat, you unlock hidden spaces, and it's not like the game is very long. I just think it's one of those games that can be easily replayed and still find something new to do every single time. Personally speaking, I love this game, and while I think all of the nominees were also great pick up and play games, I just had to award Little Kitty Big City Best Pick Up and Play Award for the amount of times that it grabbed my attention this year. So, for that, I'd like to give Little Kitty Big City a Gabriella. Let's move on to our next category. Now, the next category I want to talk about was very, very difficult for me to pick a winner. And I tried my best not to be biased, considering I played a lot of my old favorite, a lot of classic games this year. Out of the nominations that we're bringing up in this next category, I wanted to choose a game that not only was something I've been waiting for, but something that I hope to bring with me in 2025. Let's talk about our next category, which is Best Game to Unwind to. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm a huge person who talks about farming games, fashion games, all this, that, and the third, which is why I had to add a category for our cozy gamers. Here are our nominations for Best Games to Unwind to. And honestly, this list was so hard for me to choose from, because not only have I played all of these games lots and lots of time, but it's not only did I choose a couple games that has always been some of my favorites, especially if you've seen some of my other videos. Now, this nominee may come as a surprise to some of you, but let's choose our winner. Thank you. All right, winner of our next category, Best Game to Unwind to. It is, drumroll please, Fields of Mystria! All right, yes. Hey, I played that one. That's a pretty good one. Thank you. A Gabriella for you. Let's talk about this game a little bit. Now, I love farming games. I wanted to talk about how much I love Fields of Mystria and how much it grabbed my attention this year. This game came out on August 5th of 2024 this year, and oh my gosh, was I excited when this game came out. I was just seeing the trailers, I was seeing the pastel colors, I was seeing all of the beauty from this game, and I told myself, I freaking need this, okay? And when it came out, let me just say, I was not disappointed. Every time I picked up that game, I just thought, I'm going to love this. And the full game isn't even out yet. From what we've got of Field of Mystria, it's everything I have really wanted in a Harvest Moon game. And granted, I'm not dogging on Harvest Moon, okay? Harvest Moon will still be my #1 game, okay? But this game right here might one day take the spot. Not only are the bachelors and bachelorettes gorgeous, the farming is actually fun, the customization options are amazing, being able to change your character, give her or him so many beautiful looks, there's mining, there's fishing, there's traveling throughout the scope of the land. I think this game is perfect, especially if you're a cozy gamer or a farming game lover. I hope you didn't sleep on this game this year, and if you did, bring it with you to 2025 because I really, really do love this game. And the one thing I gotta say that I can't get in a Harvest Moon game is the element of magic. That to me is something else. I love the lore of the story and uncovering the mysteries in the game. I really just couldn't put this game down. And while I'm still going through the game, as I'm sure a lot of people are who have played Fields of Mystria, know that they're really excited for some new updates to come in 2025. Now, like I said, this was a really hard category for me to choose because all of these nominees are all games I've unwinded to multitude of time. But for being 2024, finding a new game that really just pulls me in the way that Fields of Mystria did deserved my Gabriella. All right, let's move on to our... Oh, what is that? Sorry, Ryan, what about the 3DS? Guys, I can't wait to see what 3DS games are gonna come out next year. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's take a short break to introduce a special segment of today's award show. If you didn't know, the 3DS is one of my favorite consoles, and unfortunately, at the start of this year, we've come to learn that the 3DS has officially stopped online services. So for the next, well, forever, we're going to have to be using MU. Yeah, no, well, they're always watching. Yeah, MU somethings. Don't know what I was talking about there. To play our favorite 3DS games. For me, I'm really disappointed because I can seriously say I loved the 3DS growing up, and right before I even got on this award show, I was sitting in the back playing my 3DS. Oh, sorry. But here we are. I would like to officially do a memorial service for our 3DS as no longer going to be in our lineup of the gaming consoles for the future, and how I will miss the 3DS so much. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was a Nintendo Switch hater, okay? I did not like the Nintendo Switch. When it came out, I was like, really? Just a big screen? You know, the DS has 2 of those, so why would I just want one? Okay? The Nintendo Switch did grow on me. I just think that the DS and the 3DS console was so strong and meant so much to me. That was the main console I grew up on as a kid, and seeing that online services have stopped for it really hurts my heart. I want to just take a little moment to go through some of those old 3DS games and for us to all take a look back at the past and talk about how wonderful these 3DS games were.
Here we go.
I honestly meant to edit in a really cute part, but I ran out of time and instead added this really weird scene of me loving my 3DSs. But you guys can see the vision, how I'll always choose the 3DS no matter where I am. Here's some scenes of me hugging my 3DSs, doing other stuff like running in slow motion. Can you guys imagine all the fun you had using Spot Pass and the Plaza thing where you could connect with people, and now we're crying about it and it makes me sad and stuff. I miss the 3DS and we'll miss it. Yeah, other stuff. Okay.
The Nintendo 3DS.
That was beautiful. Anyways, let's get back into the show for our next category. I knew it was gonna come to this. I think we all knew it was gonna come to this. What is the game of this year that I wish I never played? Oh, I think we all know. I think we all know. We all have regrets, okay? We all have regrets. But here's the thing that I hate regretting. Time. This category that we're talking about today is the biggest letdown. Now, like I said, we're only talking about games I played this year, so here are our nominees. Very extensive list, isn't it? All right, for our winner of the biggest letdown category. All right, drum roll please. The winner of my biggest letdown of 2024 is, oh, what a surprise! Fashion Dreamer. Hand me the Gabriella. Alrighty, I know what you're thinking. Why have a biggest letdown category if you're gonna give them one of our high and mighty Gabriella awards? Well, I didn't say I was gonna talk about my favorite games of the year. I said I was gonna talk about the games that impacted me the most. And well, I felt impacted, all right. I was real passionate. Passionate with rage. Let's get into it a little bit. Fashion Dreamer. This game came out in 2023 of last year, and I did play a lot of it this year. Because of you guys. Play it. And I'm talking to you, all y'all out there. This game was a big letdown for me for a variety of reasons. And I have a whole video talking about it, where if you want to know the real reasons why I have so many gripes with this game, go ahead and watch that. But to sum it up in a nice quick summary, Fashion Dreamer was a game I was really excited about because I'm a big fan of fashion games. And when Fashion Dreamer came out, I was really excited. The reason why I was so let down is for a variety of reasons. One, the story, quote unquote, the story of this game isn't really a story. On top of the characters feeling bland, not having really any sort of appealing characteristics to them, it feels like I'm doing a lot of things over and over again just for it to feel boring. And then after you do all of the tasks, which is supposed to quote unquote end the game, you're stuck doing the same thing over and over again. But the crazy thing is that I was just so bored of this game. At the end, you get no winner, title award, no endings, cut screen, nothing. So why am I playing this again? It's a really good question. Now, like I said, this list is pretty extensive. While I was super excited for this game, I just feel like there was a lot of things that was missing in regards to how I thought the story was gonna go, the characterization, and just the repetitive motion just made me want to fall asleep. Now, on a more positive note, I will say I do think the characters look very appealing and is very pretty to play, but I don't play games just for looks. I play games because they're fun to play. And unfortunately, Fashion Dreamer just really fell off for me. That's why this game deserves my Gabriella Award. Not only did you impact me, but you impacted me in a way that I will never be impacted again. Jeez. Let's move on to our next category. I know you guys seen this big list of letdowns, but as an honorary mention of a letdown, I want to talk about Echoes of Wisdom just for a moment here, being that, it was second on my list of biggest letdowns. Now, talking about Echoes of Wisdom, I don't necessarily want to call this game my biggest letdown of the year because, well, I did play a lot of Echoes of Wisdom. Now, I'm really going to give this an honorary award. This is going to receive my Most Missed Potential award. Ta-da! Now, the reason why I want to say this is because I did enjoy playing Echoes of Wisdom, but I just feel like it was missing a couple things that I want to bring up with you guys a little bit. Now, if you've ever played Zelda games, you know that the one character that you don't normally play as is Zelda. You play as Link and you go through the story of finding or maybe saving Zelda in some way, shape, or form, but this is the first year where Zelda has gotten her very own game. We're all about woman empowerment on this channel, and with the debut of Princess Peach Showtime earlier this year, I was really excited to see another female character being shown in the era of gaming, especially for all the gamer girls. But I will say I just don't think it's actually hit the mark yet. Here's the thing, Echoes of Wisdom is a great game. It's a bit reverse role story where you play as cute little Zelda here, and you go on a quest to save Link. Now, with that, there's a couple things that I want to talk about. The powers that you're given as Miss Zelda is, well, the power of, making everybody do stuff for you so you don't have to do them. Now, I know, I sound like a hater, but I'm gonna be honest, it's really unfortunate to see Zelda not wielding a sword or using magic to an extent where she's actually the one doing the work. You see, Zelda has the power of echoes, which she's able to use to kind of make things do things for her. She can move boxes, she can move beds, she can move monsters and, make them fight for her. But you know how many times I was playing this game and just thought, if I could just, use a sword, wouldn't this be easier? And I digress. You do get a chance to use a sword, but only when you're transformed as Link. Why couldn't they just give the sword to Zelda? I don't know, that's more of a personal gripe, but I think it just makes the gameplay a lot more frustrating, and to some people they like a challenge, but to me I see it as a lost or a missed opportunity to not see Zelda in the millions of forms that we see her in the Legend of Zelda games. Like, I know it's called Legend of Zelda, but like, why didn't they call it Legend of Link? You know what I'm saying? Big brain moment. Okay. Other than that, there is a lot of things that I do like about Echoes of Wisdom. Not gonna say I don't think you should not play this game. I actually had a lot of fun playing Echoes of Wisdom and took a lot of my time playing this year. But I will say in some areas the story falls a bit flat for me and is a bit tedious. Now moving on, let's move into our next category. Alright guys, before we move into our next segment, our celebrity guest has finally arrived. Trust me, I'm a big fan, okay? I'm sure you guys are gonna want to stay tuned for this. Now for a special performance from our celebrity guest, Snoop Dee. Thank you. Thank you. Hit it. And no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. Never give you up, never let you down, never run around and desert you, never make you cry, never say goodbye, never tell a lie and hurt you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Jump into this life, rains and sunshines. Until we fantasize, you can know me from this pride. Turn on the stars, picture us waiting to behind, and find the time to realize the world is full of surprise all the time. We wish and never to come alive. So you you're feeling, we just and the we're missing enough, it's time to ride. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was so good. That was so freaking good, y'all. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That was so good. All right, let's move into our next category. This category I had to include because out of the extensive list of games I've played this year, there was a couple games that, well, I didn't get to finish. I hope to bring these games with me in 2025. But the game that I think really grabbed my attention the most, and I know I'm definitely going to be picking up this year, is the one I want to make sure I give this Gabriella to. Now, if you didn't know, I just got a PC this year. So towards the end of the year, there were a lot of games that I was picking up and not being able to finish playing. These are my paused but not forgotten nominees. All of these games are paused but not forgotten. One that I know for a fact I'm coming back to. Drum roll, please. Thank you. All right, goes to Persona 3 Reload. Oh my gosh, guys, I really like Persona 3 Reload. Now I gotta say, this was the first game I actually bought when I received my PC. And let me just say, when I started playing this game, not only did I love it, but I really loved it. If you've ever played some of the Persona games, you know that Persona 3 was a smash hit back in the day. And being that it's now been redone, PC for PS5, I was really excited to pick this up after getting my PC built. Now, if you never played a Persona game before, they're fairly similar in terms of the combat style and battle system. In this game, you play as the main protagonist, which you get to name however you choose. You learn the story of this protagonist after he returns to his home city after his parents died in a fatal car crash. As you go through the story, you play as this character in high school, and you learn that he has this potential that you'll be able to unlock to summon, well, a persona. You learn that there's this weird thing called the Dark Hour where time kind of just freezes and you are able to go into this special world. Now, you gotta say the graphics of this game look absolutely awesome, and honestly, the story really roped me in. Like most of the Persona games, all of them are visually compelling and have great storylines as well. I knew that after playing some of the other Persona games, this was one I really wanted to pick up. But like I said, this game is over 60 plus hours of gameplay, and I just couldn't finish it this year, and my goal for next year is literally to finish this game. But you gotta say, the visuals of the game look awesome, the story's awesome, I love the dialogue, I love the characters, and I love the combat. All the Persona games have this really cool combat that you get to use, and with your Persona having so many cool abilities, I loved being able to kind of try all of them out. On top of the cute little character customization options, you can make them wear like little outfits, which I kind of loved. That's why my paused but not forgotten award goes to Persona 3 Reload. And that's why they deserve a Gabriella. right, I know what you've all been waiting for. What is my game of the year? Before we get in that, we have a couple honorable mentions that we want to make sure we talk about today. Starting with honorable mention, and number one, surprise hit of the year has to go to Princess Peach Showtime. Now, I gotta give this an honorable mention because this game right here really grabbed me by the horns. I loved this game just for how cutesy it was. The reason why I couldn't choose this game as my game of the year is only because it was just too short. I wanted to play more of this. I was grasping for it, and I gotta call it my surprise hit of the year because I didn't think I was gonna love it as much as I did. I played this game thinking I was gonna 100% it, and I still want to 100% it, but I gotta say, for what I got out of it, I hope they do some sort of DLC next year because this game was really awesome. For the girlies, I think this was super cute. Being able to be Princess Peach and try on her little outfits, I just wish they added a bit more. If I could think about what this game really needed, it just needed more. And granted, I get it. This is the first revamp of Princess Peach, and they wanted to make sure they did it right. But I hope next year or in the near future, we get a chance to see more of Princess Peach. So, a mini Gabriella has to go to Princess Peach Showtime. Next up on our honorable mention section, we have what was the game that got me through 2024. Everyone has that game that they'll play over and over and over again. It doesn't matter how many times you play this game, you will always come back loving the game. And I think we all have one of those kind of games. For me, honorable mention goes to Harvest Moon. Which Harvest Moon? All of them. Well, let me not say all of them. This year, I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give my honorable mention to Story of Seasons, actually, the first one. The original Story of Seasons games, what happened after the split between the company between Marvelous and Natsume, so Harvest Moon was rebranded as Story of Seasons. I talk about it in other videos. This game came out for the 3DS, actually, and I love this game. This game is one of those games I picked up a couple times this year, and just because it's cozy, it's cute, and it's expansive. It's kind of like, it's a Harvest Moon game, but they just added a lot more to it. A lot of elements that I got to see a little bit in some of the older Harvest Moon games, but not to the extent that Story of Seasons did. And I picked it up a couple times this year just because it's entertaining and it was fun. So I gotta give it an honorable mention for helping me get through my sad times of 2024. Thank you, Story of Seasons, for all that you've done for me. Moving on to our fan favorite from our members. Thank you so much, members, as you guys help me really run this channel and help us with set design and all that kind of stuff. So shout out to our members right here. Wow, what a list. You guys go. And let's see what the fan favorite was from our members. Thank you so much for being one of my members. If you want to be one of my members, you definitely get perks like this where I will be able to do deep dives and talk about the games that you want me to talk about. So I gotta say, thank you guys so much. Now, fan favorite from the subscriber. Earlier this week, I decided to throw out a little poll on YouTube and Threads to ask what was your favorite game of 2024. Now I get it, Astrobot was the winner of the Game Awards of 2024, but I want to know from my audience and I want to know from you, what was your favorite game of the year? So here are a couple of the top games that you guys had said was some of your favorites of 2024. Now, for you Infinity Nikki lovers, I really agree. This game was freaking amazing. I absolutely loved it. But let me say, I gotta say a huge thank you to all of you guys as subscribers and you guys for picking these awesome games. If you guys like to be included in some more of my videos, make sure you guys leave comments, hit that like button, subscribe. You guys have made this a super awesome year for me. And I can definitely tell that you guys love your little cozy games, and so do I. Now, I know you guys have been waiting for this for a long minute now, and if you sat through all this footage, let me just say I commend you for sticking with us through this, and I gotta say a huge shout out and a thank you to you because you are so amazing, and you guys have really made my year. This year, with this channel, I think I started with, I want to say 700 or 600 to 700 subscribers. I'm ending the year with recording time about this is December 19th with over 8,000 subscribers. I know. It's kind of amazing, kind of crazy, and I'm so excited to see where the future of this channel goes. You guys are my everything. You guys have made this super special, and I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to get this far. And every time I look and see your guys' awesome comments giving me feedback for future videos and telling me your favorite games, things you want me to cover. It makes me more motivated to do YouTube videos like this one here. And I hope you guys stick around because I have a lot of things planned for the new year. Probably focusing more heavier on some Japanese games. I love cozy games as much as you do, but of course I'm gonna try to focus and branch out some more and play some games now that I have my PC and Steam Deck, all that stuff. I love talking about Japanese culture and travel and things like that. So I hope you really stick around for the ride because you guys have really made my year. Now, let me not ramble on too much. Okay. Let's go to what I think was my game of the year. So, what constitutes as a game of the year? Well, for me, it has to be a couple things. It has to be a game that, well, I could play again. I love games that have a replayability aspect to them. I love games that where I could do it again, or I could play this game again, and I could have new ideas, new feelings, new thoughts about it. Makes me almost see it in a new perspective. That's the first thing. Another thing that I wanted, the story. I'm a big person who loves story-impacted games. And I know that's not for everybody, but for me, when something really grabs my heartstrings, really grabs my attention, I know that I'm gonna be thinking about that game after I play it. Another thing is it has to be visually appealing. I'm sorry, but if your game is just glitch, I'm not gonna love playing it. And I really mean that with the technical issues. I feel like a lot of games can be physically appealing, but really, does the game run smooth? Is it fun? Is it interesting? Does it make me want to play it again? But really, the game of my year has to be a game that I keep thinking about. And this game that we're talking about, or the game that we're gonna be talking about, is a game that I really can't stop thinking about. And maybe some will disagree, but like I said, this is my award show. But when I played this game, I didn't realize how emotionally impacted I would be from it. And now that I've played it, I just want to play it again. Obviously, if I play it again, when playing it, I'm hoping to see things I had never seen before, think about things. I really hope to 100% it one day, but I know that after having had played it, I had to almost take a step back thinking about it because I was like, wow, that was a really freaking awesome game. So, enough rambling. Let's get into our nominees of my game of my year. Like I said, all of these games were so close to being the game of my year, and all had different aspects about them that I really liked and grabbed my attention and felt impactful. Made me want to know more about the story and more about the game, and all of these really could have been the game of my year. But I can only pick one. Alrighty, now for what we've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. The winner of the game of my year that will be receiving this Gabrielle is as follows. The game of my year is Stray. Wasn't expecting that one. I actually kind of like that game. Not a bad choice, you know. Let's talk about it, okay? This is actually an adventure game. It's not the coziest game, but to me, I guess it was. This game was developed by Blue 12 Studio in 2022. This story follows this cute little cat in the third person's perspective, where the cat ends up falling down this hole into this walled city. It's inhabited with robots and sort of this weird like sci-fi futuristic abandoned world aspect to it. It's kind of deep. It's really strange learning about the world, and the more I thought about this game, I just wanted to get back to it and finish it, which honestly made me sad. I don't know why I wanted to rush to finish this game, because now that I've played it, I want to play it again. As you progress through the story, you find some friends, some foes, some interesting concept, and you even find a little friend named B12 who helps you along the way. Throughout the game, you are also being attacked by these other robot entities that are trying to forcefully along the way. And I gotta just say, there is a lot to love about this game. The one thing I really loved about this game is that while you are playing as a a cat in this third person perspective that doesn't have any lines, you actually get more time just understanding their world. And I love when games have concepts like this, where you can actually understand the development of the project and not having had said a word. Now, like a lot of games, as a protagonist, you might not actually say anything, but the fact that you're playing as an animal, you really get to understand heights and perspective and depth in a world where you're not a human, you're an animal. And I think for me that added another interesting element to the gameplay. I had to jump off cliffs, I had to decide the distance of where I could go. On top of there being these little puzzles to solve and having to go back and grab stuff or remembering to collect things. And I still just gotta remember I'm just a cat. But the more you progress to the story, you learn how devastating the story is and how their world has really fallen into ruins, ultimately leading to an ending that, well, I can't stop thinking about. For any of you that might be interested in a sci-fi type of robot-like game, this game actually had released out for Nintendo Switch in 2024, so you might want to check that one out. Now I gotta say, this game just hit all of the marks for me. The story was beautiful, the musical elements were really interesting, the character design was interesting, the visuals, the graphics, the story, the literally everything of this game was so compelling to me. And while I've played a multitude of games this year that really just grabbed my attention, Stray was just one of those games that I loved. Now, this game doesn't have like multitudes of endings or anything like that. There's different ways you can go about the story depending on which roads you might choose, but ultimately they do lead to the same ending. So I will say that is something that saddens me a little bit. Every game has their good sides and bad sides, but ultimately speaking, I don't have a lot of bad things to say about Stray, and I can feel it, and I feel like anyone could pick up this game and really find love in it. While the game isn't too long, you get your money's worth out of the game, on top of the fact that every time you play this game, you probably can find things that you never saw in the beginning. After going through a second run through of the game, I was just seeing so many hints and things that I didn't notice the first playthrough, and now I'm looking back and I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I see that? And I love that. I gotta say, Stray meant so much to me, and I really love this game. And that's why this game deserves my game of the year. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm gonna be giving this game a Gabriella. Apparently we have one more category. Yeah, duh. This next category is most anticipated game of next year. Next year in 2025, we've already seen a huge variety of games that are set to release next year, on top of a hopeful release of the Nintendo Switch 2. Hopefully this ages well and it's not terrible or anything, but I'm super excited about all of these new things. One of the biggest things that I'm excited for are a couple of these nominations here, which these are just a couple games that I already had love for that are getting like sequels or next releases and things like that. One of the biggest ones I'm excited for, Rune Factory Guardians of Ozma. I love Rune Factory games, same way I love Harvest Moon games. And I've been seeing a lot of things about Guardians of Ozma, whether good or bad, who's to say? But I am excited seeing that we've got this really cool looking trailer here, and hopefully it lives up to the hype. We've also seen the re-release of Tales of Graces. I actually never got to play the original, so I'm really excited. I love Tales of games as well. And Metroid 4 is coming out. Did any of you guys see the trailer? I mean, looking pretty nice. I'm excited. All of these games get an honorary Gabriella. And while they may not be here to pick it up now, I guess we're gonna have to wait so they can grab it in 2025. Thank you guys so much for watching my Game Awards. And before we gotta go, I wanna give you all a huge Gabriella to say thank you guys so much for joining me this year. This has been the best year ever. The biggest Gabriella award I have received was hitting my goal of reaching 5,000 subs this year. And let's just say, we don't need this anymore. That's better. We're ending the year with 8,000 subs. And let me just say, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I gotta give you a huge Gabriella to say thank you, because this year really wouldn't have happened without you guys. Like I said, the year with around 700 subscribers, and being the fact that we've made it this far, all before the end of the year, means just so much to me. Please leave some comments down below of any suggestions or things you'd like to cover. Thank you to my members as well, so much for supporting the channel. I didn't even think you guys would I didn't even think I would be getting this far where I could even say I have members now. you'd like to see how we actually put this whole video together and how long it took to put all this stuff and organize it, there's going to be a behind the scenes video releasing at the same time this video is. If you'd like to see more, thank you guys so much for watching my channel, and I hope to see you in the new year. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow for more game reviews. That's a wrap, everybody! Is this on? Hello? Do I look crazy? Oh, ooh, actually I kinda do. Has my eyelash been like that the whole time? Y'all can go home. Yeah, get out. Shoo, you can leave now. Show's over, everybody. Anyways,